Okay, consignment sales. Under consignment sales class, take note that the owner, okay, is known as the consignor. Okay? So the consignor will bear the risk of loss, no? As the law on sales provides, res perit domino. Okay? Res perit domino. The owner shall bear the risk of loss. Okay? Shall bear the risk of loss. Ngayon, class, the consignee is merely acting as an agent. No? Si consignee, nung tinanggap niya, no, yung goods, okay, hindi po binenta sa kanya ang goods. Take note of that. Okay? Hindi po binenta but merely delivered, okay, to the consignee to sell or offer the products to the customers or the public. Okay? Products to the customers or clients. Yan. So, ibig sabihin mga kapatid, okay, the consignor, okay, nung transfer niya kay consignee, okay, yung goods, there is no transfer of ownership. Okay? Consignee has to sell to the customers. Okay? So, ibebenta niya kay customer yung mga goods na transfer ni consignor. This is different from contract of sale. No? Pag sinabi kasing contract of sale, it is a contract whereby one party known as the vendor bind himself to deliver, okay, the goods and transfer ownership thereof to the vendee. And the other party bind himself to pay for the price. So hindi naman yan contract of sale na nung dineliver ko sa'yo, consignee, babayaran mo ako. Okay? So hindi po ganun. Okay? Ang gagawin dyan, nung dineliver ko sa'yo, ipapabenta ko sa'yo, okay? At yung ibinayad ni customer naman, okay, in terms of either full payment or meron pong tinatawag na mga terms of payment, ire-remit mo naman sa akin. So, hindi yan considered as sale upon transfer of uh, goods, okay, sa consignee. Ayan po, no? Hindi siya kagaya ng contract of sale. Yan. Eh sir, sino magre-recognize ng sales revenue? Definitely, the owner has to recognize sales revenue. Eh paano niya malalaman na may sales revenue? Kapag ni-remit na ni consignee, okay, yung kanyang collection mula sa customer. And the consignee will remit the collection net, nakaneto na po, no? Net of, okay, the so-called, okay, commission. Siyempre, alangan namang i-remit ko muna lahat tapos kokolektahin ko yung commission. Okay? And also, nakadeduct na dyan lahat ng mga reimbursable expenses. Ayan. Reimbursable expenses. Na kung saan, itong si consignor dapat ang gumastos kung sakaling siya ang nagbayad. Okay? And definitely, the income from consignment sales will be recognized by the consignor as the owner. Okay? So, we have here sales revenue, okay, cost of sales, gross profit, and definitely net income. It is the consignor. Ngayon, sa totoong buhay mga kapatid, example ko po, yung sa akin na lang po, no, yung book natin. Naka-consignment sale siya kay Conanan Bookstore. Okay? Now, Conanan Bookstore, kapag meron po siyang sales, okay, binibigyan po ako ng, kumbaga, check as remittance. No? Nakadeduct na doon yung commission ni Conanan and of course, yung mga expenses niya. Kung meron siyang advertising expense, kung meron siyang freight, okay? Yung tinatawag natin na cartage, etc. So dineduct na po niya 'yon. Okay? Ngayon, ang magre-recognize naman ng revenue, ako 'yon, di ba? So take note, revenue recognition concept po yung topic natin. And one of the uh, contracts na meron tayong revenue recognition ay yung consignment contract. Okay? Contract na kung saan si consignee will merely act as an agent. No? So, ang pagkakaiba niya sa absolute sale, once na dineliver ni seller, owner, okay, yung goods doon sa tumanggap, known as the vendee or buyer, good as sales na niya yon. Pero dito sa consignment, nung dineliver ko kay Conanan Bookstore, hanggat hindi pa nabebenta ni Conanan, hindi ko pa sales yon. Eh, sir, ano naman ang benefit ni Conanan? Or ano naman ang benefit ng consignee mo? Okay? Yung commission. Yun naman ang income niya. So the commission expense, okay? Siyempre may gross profit ka dyan. Babawasan mo na ng expense. Yung commission expense, yun naman ang commission income ng consignee mo. Okay? And of course, ibabawas mo din lahat ng mga reimbursable expenses. Okay? Kaya ang mako-compute na will be the net income to be recognized by the consignor. Okay, so ganyan po yung flow niya, mga kapatid. Ano? Ngayon, sa mga problem na usually sinosolve, abay yung remittance, okay, nakaneto na kasi ano, yung mga dapat i-deduct. Kaya may pagka-odd prob auditing problem style yung topic. Okay? Na kung saan, okay, yung i-work back mo or i-compute mo ay yung sales revenue. Yan. O kaya naman yung net income ng consignment contract of sale. Ayan po, no? So, ngayon, let us proceed to the theoretical part, no? Goods held on consignment are in the physical possession of, o sinong may hawak ng goods. Okay? Nung dineliver ni owner, siya si consignor. Tinanggap naman ng agent, siya naman si consignee. So our answer here is, of course, you have here the consignee, okay? But it is owned by, definitely, the consignor. Yan. Which of the following statements is true about consignment sales? Is it A? Alam naman na natin sagot. Letter C, ano? Okay, bakit mali yung letter A? Sales revenue are recognized at point in time when the consignor transfers, okay, the goods. Ay hindi po. Hindi ibig sabihin nung transfer ko yung goods kay consignee, good as sale na yun. Hindi po. Okay? Ang risk pa rin ay na kay owner. Okay? Hanggat hindi pa nabebenta ni consignee sa customer or client, wala pang revenue si consignor. Okay, next. The consignee recognize sales revenue after goods have been sold to third party. Tama naman na ibebenta sa third party, pero ang magre-recognize ng revenue ay hindi si consignee. Yun pong nagpamali dyan. It should be the consignor. And our answer, letter C. Inventory risk still lies with the consignor even after transfer of goods to the consignee. Letter D, mali. The consignee gives a commission. Abay, ang swerte naman po. No? Kung sakali, ako po, no, binibigyan pa ako ng komisyon ni Conanan nung nabenta niya yung libro. Ay, baliktad. It should be the consignor who gives the commission to the consignee. Ayan po. Number 3, which party is exposed to credit risk? Definitely, mga kapatid, the owner shall bear the risk. Okay? Kaya ang exposed sa credit risk ay si consignor. Baka hindi mabayaran po ng customer, and po, no? It is the consignor who will bear the risk. Okay, syempre bago mag-extend ng pautang ang consignee, merong usapan yan with consignor. Pwede bang magbigay tayo ng period to pay, ganyan po, no? Baka naman po kasi down payment muna, tapos yung balance, 15 days, etc. Sige, payagan ko, sabi ni consignor. O siya yung dapat mag-bear ng risk dyan. And number 4, this document shows all sales transaction made by the consignee on behalf of the consignor with all commissions and other charges included. Ang sagot natin dyan mga kapatid, okay, on consignment sales, meron tayong account sale. Okay, so yan po ang mga sagot natin for the theoretical part. Ngayon, let's proceed class sa problem solving. Para mas picture out natin, okay, yung application, no? Concept ng consignment sales. Number 5. In installment sales, if collection of the notes receivable is not remote and not reasonably certain, how shall the gross profit be recognized? Additional na lang po ito, no? Pero wala na po tayong installment sales because due to PFRS 15. Okay, PFRS 15. Ayan po, the 5-step model, okay? Yung pag-recognize ng revenue on installment basis sales ay hindi na po applied. Okay? No longer applied. Okay? Ayan. So, hindi na po siya i-apply, no? So, ngayon, anong i-apply natin kung hindi na pala pwede installment sales? We have here the 5-step model. Ayan. And we have here the first step, okay? Determining the existence of a contract. Ayan. So sa contract, we have COC, okay? Consent, object, and consideration. However, okay, dapat alamin mo ano yung mga parties sa contract. Sino-sino? Vendor, vendee, franchisor, franchisee, developer, contractor. Ayan. Ano yung mga rights ng mga parties sa contract? Okay, right to collect, okay, right to demand delivery. Ayan. Okay? Ano yung terms and condition? Nandun po ba sa kontrata kagaya sa franchise? Yung terms po ba niya down payment lang na 20% and the balance will be paid, okay, in 5 installment payments evidenced by an interest-bearing note or non-interest-bearing note. Okay? So terms and condition. Okay? And of course, we have here commercial substance. Ayan. So, ibig sabihin yan, dapat may kapalit. Hindi pwedeng libre. Okay? Kasi, ito po, revenue recognition. Ano naman ang i-recognize mong revenue kung wala naman palang kapalit? Ibig sabihin, donation. Ayan. So, hindi po covered ng PFRS 15 ang donation. Okay? So, you have existence of a contract. Next, O. Yan. Determine the existence or the so-called obligation or performance obligation. Ilan po ang present na obligation sa kontrata? Example mga kapatid, kapag franchise, meron tayong tinatawag class na granting of rights. Okay, rights. Meron din pong delivery of equipment. Meron din pong rendering of service or, ito po yung tinatawag nating training. Yan. So remember the acronym REST. Later, i-discuss ulit natin yan, doon sa ating franchise na topic. Number 3, determine the existence of a price. Magkano ba yung price? Yung price ba na ito, or the contract price ay naka-fixed price? Or ito ba ay naka-variable price? Okay? At gagamitan natin ng expected value. So, we have discussion on PFRS 15 and illustration problem solving, no? Para mas ma-picture out natin itong 5-step model na ito. And of course, in relation to franchise, no? I-apply din natin yan. And next, ito po yung allocation of contract price to the performance obligation. And ang priority, mga kapatid, primary method ay ang tinatawag nating relative stand-alone price. Ayan po. Okay, relative stand-alone price. Ayan. Kung walang relative stand-alone price, we can use, no? yung tinatawag nating adjusted market assessment approach or yung cost plus markup approach, or okay, kung wala pa rin, we have the so-called residual approach. So yun po yung pinaka last, no, residual. So yan, so pinaka priority natin, relative standalone price. Pag wala pa rin, adjusted market assessment approach. Okay? Kapag ito po ay hindi pa rin present, no, yung adjusted market assessment approach, you can use the cost plus markup. And the last priority, mga kapatid, will be residual approach. Okay? So, ayan po, no? And the last step, definitely, ito po yung tinatawag nating number 5, revenue recognition, which could either be point in time, okay, or time or over time recognition. Hindi pwedeng magsabay ang dalawang yan. Okay? So either yan. So kung pumasa siya dun sa criteria, point in time or over time. Yan po, no? So we definitely we have discussed this in our recorded lecture, okay? Doon sa ating PFRS 15, okay, na topic. Okay? So balikan nyo po mga kapatid itong 5-step model kasi tinatanong din po ito, okay, sa inyong board exam, no, in preparation for the board exam. Okay? So ayan. Okay. So let's proceed to problem solving. GN Company shipped 150 units of inventories to CL Company. Each unit was purchased at a cost of 200 and can be sold at standard retail price of 450. Delivery of 150 units from suppliers to GN amounted to 5,000. So ibig sabihin mga kapatid, merong freight, no? 5,000 po ang freight cost, okay? Kung sakali pong i-deliver pa lang po, no, from the consignor to consignee. Okay? After a month, CL returned. So may bumalik na 10 units of inventory and remitted 32,000 cash to GN. So yan yung remittance na sinasabi kong nakaneto na. No? So this is remittance net of all, okay, the reimbursable expenses, okay, as well as the commission. Okay? And yung account sales natin, ayan na po, 20% commission, cartage on consigned goods. Okay, ganito po, class ha. Ang cartage fee, ito po ay inventoriable. Okay? Kung sakaling siya po ay nabenta. Yan. Or nasa tinatawag natin class na ending inventory. Yan. Okay? Pero treated naman siya as expense. Kagaya din po ng freight, no? Kung sakaling siya po ay returned. Kasi returned yung goods, ha? Kasi binalik po yung goods, hindi mo na mare-reimburse yan eh. Okay? Itong cartage fee, hindi mo na mare-reimburse yan sa courier, yung nag-deliver. Diba? And definitely, marketing expense po yan. Delivery to customer installation, expense mo naman yan. Okay? At hindi mo yan, kumbaga, inventoriable. Doon sa bumili naman, inventoriable niya yan. Okay? So, itong 5,000, this is treated as freight. Okay, freight. Yeah. Okay. So, dito class, no? Assuming, okay, ako po ang nag-consignor, no, ng goods. Yung consignor, okay, example, dineliver ko kay consignee, yan po, no? Balik tayo dun sa example natin kanina, si Conanan Bookstore na lang po. Okay? Nung dineliver ko sa kanya, syempre may freight. Ayan, may freight. Yan po yung 5,000. Yan. Okay? Yan yung 5,000. Ngayon, dahil marami po yung units na dineliver ko, hindi kasya sa kanyang shelves, sa kanyang store. Di ba? Sa kanyang shop. So, ang sabi niya, Attorney, baka pwedeng i-deliver mo yung iba sa aking warehouse. Ayan, warehouse. Ayan. Okay? Ilagay mo muna yung out of, say for example, 150 yung dineliver mo. I-deliver mo dyan yung 120. Example lang po, no? 120. Kasi ang kaya lang i-accommodate ng shop namin sa dami ng mga products na pwede naming ibenta at hindi lang naman yung libro mo. Okay? Ang ibebenta namin, 30 lang ang allowed na mai-display. Yan. O sige, so 5,000. Okay? Yung freight, dinala ko dito sa warehouse, yung 120. Yung 30 naman, naka-display. Ayan. So yan yung 150. Ngayon, ang tawag natin dyan, freight. Inventoryable ba siya? Yes, definitely. It's part of inventory cost. Okay? Part ng inventory cost. Kasama ba siya sa cost of goods sold? Parehas lang sila ni cartage. Kasama pag nabenta. Kasama ba siya sa ending inventory? Parehas din po. Kasama din po sa ending inventory kapag hindi naman nabenta. Okay? Pero pag bumalik, kagaya po sa problem, may ni-return po, no? Yung consignee kasi hindi na nabenta, then yung ibinayad mo sa mga courier at hindi na ako magbibigay ng mga, no, alam nyo na, no, yung mga nagde-deliver, no, ng mga inyong orders, okay? Online, yan po, no? O kaya naman na mga yung sa mga order ninyo, kung hindi naman online, pwede naman class na transport yung goods mula sa bahay papunta sa ganitong location. Yan po, no? Yung mga lipat bahay, mga ganun, no? Courier. Ayan. So, pag binalik, hindi mo na mare-reimburse yan. Kaya magiging part ng expense. Ngayon, yung freight na ito, okay, binayaran ni consignor. Ganun po, inventoryable. Nung dineliver mo sa warehouse, syempre si consignee naman, uy, nababawasan na, nauubos na yung stock ko. Anong gagawin ko? Then, I have to, okay, restock from the warehouse, kukuha ka dito, papunta sa shop. Yan. Syempre, kailangan mo din na naman ng delivery. Okay? Cost or transportation cost. So yung pag-deliver ni consignee mula sa warehouse papunta sa kanyang shop, yan naman ang tinatawag natin na cartage fee. Yan, cartage fee. Ang tanong, ang cartage fee by expense, generally, yan po ay inventoryable. Yan. Pero kapag bumalik yung nabenta, magiging part ng loss, magiging part ng expense. Okay. So, etong si consignee naman, nung binentahan niya si customer. Okay, customer. Uy, customer. Okay, bili ka naman ng pinapabenta sa akin. Okay? At para bentahan si customer, kailangan nating i-promote, i-market yung goods ni consignor. Kaya kasama sa expense, okay, incurred by the consignee to be, of course, shouldered by consignor, no? Na-incur ni consignee, pero si consignor ang sasalo dyan, yung marketing at saka advertising expense. Ganyan po, no? Kasama yan. At nung dineliver, o sige, order ako, sabi ni customer. O sa part ni customer, inventoryable po niya yon. Freight niya yon. Okay? Freight in niya yon. Di ba? Pero itong delivery mula kay consignee, papunta kay customer, yan naman po ay transportation expense naman ni consignor. Ayan. So, i-clarify natin na itong delivery to customer, expense or cost. Okay? Yung cartage fee, inventoryable. Part ng inventory. Eh sir, magkano ba kasi ang inventory natin? O basahin natin. Each unit was purchased, okay, by GN, of course, with a cost of 200 per unit. So yung 200 per unit ni GN, okay, yan yung kanyang purchase price. Madadagdagan na yan ng freight, okay, per unit. Madadagdagan din yan ng cartage fee per unit para makompute natin ang tinatawag natin class na adjusted cost per unit. Eh, so hindi ba isasama yung marketing and promotion expense per unit? Hindi po, kasi hindi yan inventoriable. Delivery to customer installation per unit, hindi rin, dahil hindi yan inventoriable. Yan. Pero magiging part sila ng expense because, okay, alam naman natin class, no, na we have here sales, bawasan mo ng cost of sales, and you have your gross profit, bawasan mo ng OPEX. Dito sila papasok to get the net income. So, ganyan po, mga kapatid. Okay? So, ngayon, question number 1. Let me erase this. How much is the cost of inventory still out of consignment? Okay? At the end of the month. Class, di ba pag nagpa-consign ka, okay, yung mga terms okay, goods held on, okay, held on consignment. Yan po yung hawak ni consignee. Okay? Hawak ni consignee. Goods held on consignment. Okay? Hawak ni consignee pero inventory ni consignor. Yan. Kasi siya yung may-ari eh. Okay? Siya naman talaga yung may-ari. Yan. Pero kapag ang term naman ay gamit ay goods held, okay, out of consignment, yan po yung record naman ni consignor na talaga namang kasama yan sa kanyang inventory. Yan. Okay, so yung mga terms na. Ngayon, how much is the cost of inventory still out on consignment? Eh sir, ilan po ba ang dineliver? 150 po. Okay? Ayan, ang dineliver natin. Ngayon, ilan ang bumalik? Return. Eh di meron kang 10, tanggalin mo yung 10. Ilan ang nabenta? Yun ang question mark. Hindi pa natin alam kung ilan. Okay? Para malaman natin kung ilan naman ang ending inventory. Okay. Yan po, no? Okay, so question mark pa po ito. Okay. So, with regard to cost of inventory, hindi mo pa makompute kasi hindi mo pa alam kung ilan talaga ang natitira. Kasi cost of ending inventory is computed by simply multiplying ending inventory in units, multiply this by adjusted cost per unit is equivalent to ending inventory cost. Ayan po, no? So, ang unang step natin mga kapatid, i-compute muna natin ilan ang, okay, or magkano ang adjusted cost per unit. Okay. So first, we have cost per unit amounting to 200 pesos. Next, freight per unit. O, magkano naman po ito? Sir, 5,000. Okay? Divide this by 150. Ayan, magkano yan? Okay, compute natin mga kapatid. 5,000 divide this by 150 and cartage fee per unit. Okay, we have 1,600 divide it by 150. Okay? So, i-compute ninyo class. Is this equivalent to, i-check na natin. Is this equivalent to 33.33? Meron tayong suggested answer dito. Ayan. Okay. So, 33.33 and 10.67. Okay. So, balik lang tayo. Ayan. So, with regard to cost per unit, ito po ay 33.33. Okay? Freight cost. And dito naman po sa cartage fee, magkano ito? Is this 6.67? Okay. Yan po. So ang ating adjusted cost per unit is equivalent to 240. Ayan, 240. Ayan po. Kindly double check class kung tama. Is it 240?
Sir, di po ba 10.67 yung cartage fee?
10 point? Magkano to?
67.
How about yung
10.67 po.
how about
Yung freight per unit tama naman po.
okay, so this is 10.67. Tinetesting ko lang kung nakikinig kayo. At thank you ah. So this is 10.67. So ngayon, magkano ngayon ang total? Anyone? So magkano ngayon ang adjusted cost per unit natin? Is it 244?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Ayan. Sabihin, may nakikinig pa. 244. So nakaabang ngayon dito mga kapatid, okay, yung 244. Okay? Ang kulang na lang, magkano talaga or ilan talaga yung ending inventory in units natin. Okay, so clear tayo dyan mga kapatid ha. So let me now at this point erase this. Ngayon, punta na tayo class sa sales. Okay? Sales. Yes sir. Hindi ba meron tayong remittance? Dito muna class ha. Magkano ba yung niremit? Sir, 32,000. Hindi ba yung remittance na yan nakadeduct na? Ang ano? Marketing. Okay? And promotion. Okay? So kung nakadeduct na ang marketing and promotion mga kapatid, anong dapat natin gawin? I-add back natin. Okay? Expense. Yan yung mga reimbursable expense. So plus tayo ng 1,500. Dagdagan mo din. Okay? Ng delivery, okay, and installation expense. Magkano yan? 900. O, calcu. Dagdagan mo din ng nagastos na cartage fee. Bakit ko idadagdag, sir? Siyempre, hindi naman si consignee dapat ang magbayad niyan. Ikaw dapat ang mag-shoulder niyan. Inventory mo yan, as discussed kanina. 1,600. Okay? So, pag inad natin ito, class, we have here, okay, sales net of commission. Yan. Which is 20% na commission. Okay? So ngayon, magkano po ito? Paki-add 32,000, okay, plus 1,500. So that's 33,500. Okay, plus 900. Okay, 34,400 plus 1,600. So this is equivalent to 36,000. Okay? So kung nakaneto na yung commission na 20%, dagdagan mo, add back mo yung commission. Okay? Which is 20%. Yan. So kung 20% pala ang commission natin, okay, at in-add back mo yung 20%, ang mako-compute mo na gross sales at 100%. Okay? So ibig sabihin, itong sales net of commission na 20, this is equivalent siya sa 80%. So ang gawin mo mga kapatid, hello class, nandyan pa ba kayo? Mic test.
Yes, sir.
Pasensya na, medyo ano yung internet connection natin. Okay, nasundan ba yung kanina? Okay.
Hindi, sir. Naputol na po kayo, sir. Yung
Okay.
bandang nag-explain na kayo.
Sige. Okay, sige. So let's continue class. Let's continue. Naputol lang kanina, no? So clear tayo dito na 244 yung nakaabang dito, ano? 244 per unit. Multiply this by ending inventory na hindi pa natin alam. So makocompute mo kung magkano ang cost of ending inventory. Yan. So dito naman, going back, yung remittance natin is equivalent to 32,000. Okay? Plus all expenses na reimbursable, such as, i-add ko na lang po, 1,600 plus 1,500 plus 900 na dapat ikaw, consignor, ang gumastos, kaya i-reimburse ko sa'yo. Kaya ang ating sales net of commission, okay, is 36,000, which is, okay, equivalent to 80% ito. Bakit 80%? Kasi ang commission natin na kailangan mong idagdag ay 20%. Okay? So kung 20% yan, magkano ang 20%? Para makompute mo naman ang gross sales na dapat 100%. Okay? So all you have to do, class, is just to divide. Yan, i-gross up mo. I-divide mo. Okay? I-divide mo. 36,000 divided by 0.8, yan po ang makocompute mo dito. Okay? Which is magkano, mga kapatid? Is it 45,000? Okay, 45,000 po ba ang gross of value? Sales net of commission?
Yes po, sir.
Thank you.
Yes po.
And 20% of that, ito po yun, yan, i-multiply mo, ay yan pala yung hindi na ni-remit sa akin kasi sa kanya yan. Yan ang commission income naman ng ating consignee. Ang tinatanong dito, profit ng consignment, hindi profit ni consignee. Kasi kung profit ni consignee, 9,000 na dapat ang isagot mo. Okay? So, yan po So, ito po, deductible ulit. Yan. Di sir, kung 45,000 ito, yan yung gross sales, at ang retail price ay 450, ibig bang sabihin, yung gross sales natin, okay, sales is equivalent to selling price times, okay, sales in units, okay, or unit sold. Gamitin natin yung term na unit sold. The answer is yes. So kung 45,000 yan, at ang selling price mo ay 450, di ibig sabihin 100 units ang nabenta. Yan ang kailangan natin kanina. Dito po, okay? 150 ang pinapabenta, 10 ang bumalik, returned, at 100 ang sold. Kaya ang natitira, ending, is equivalent to how many units? Is it 40 units, mga kapatid? Okay, 40 units ending inventory. So, ayan po. Kaya ilagay mo na ngayon dito, 244 times 40 units na ending inventory. And our answer now, ano po ang sagot natin, mga kapatid? Is it 9,760? Okay? So, letter B ang sagot natin sa number 1. Ayan po, And for number 2, ang tanong na ngayon, class, ay how much is the consignment profit? So, sino bang magko-compute ng profit? It is the consignor. So, sales revenue, okay, equivalent to 45,000. Pero yung cost of sales niya, this is equivalent to unit sold na 100, multiply this by magkano ba ang ating cost per unit? 244. Ayan. Na na-compute na natin kanina, kaya meron tayong 24,400. I-deduct mo yan. Okay? So magkano po ang difference, mga kapatid? 45 minus 24,400, magkano po ang gross profit natin on consignment? Is this pasensya na, class, talagang hindi po stable yung natin, net natin. Okay? Ituloy lang natin, class. Tapusin na po natin ito. So going back, we have here gross sales amounting to 45,000. Okay?